I was reading different places that like it's important to like massage your face to like exercise it or something. I don't even know how that's possible, but whatever. Hi, I forgot to record the video yesterday because I fell asleep. That's my bad. But we'll be doing laundry as I record this. But I wanted, to, I was thinking about a couple of things in light of the OpenAI drama and how like a lot of the reporting on it was actually very good. Like it seemed well informed and balanced, and it like people are starting to get things right in like tech reporting, and I'm like kind of happy about that. Um, but I think that's because they know that their audience is a pretty maybe like insular group of people that like has a lot of the same mutual understandings, or maybe it's a lot of like ex software people going off and writing these things. Either way, like I'm happy that it exists. But I was thinking about like how this can be made to exist for different industries, specifically like large mega projects, because like I think a lot of the way that how we report science turns into how the public feels about it, which turns into what things are funded. And obviously, it's not like a perfect translation, but I think there's more of a trickle down than we would like to assume there is, in that believing that highly competent public agents are the ones setting these agendas. So I think the gripe is that is can be best illustrated by this like analogy of like when you're working on something, typically a creative project, maybe design, and you have a vision of 100% in mind, and you're thinking about 100%, and everything you're doing is working towards that, but you're at 60% right now, and there's still some good things about 60%, but it's not where you need to be. And it's like when you give it to somebody for feedback, can they extrapolate it out to 100% and note all the incremental steps to get you to 70, 80, and 90? Um, that is the ideal critic. The ideal critic is somebody with the capacity for imagination, um, but has it's like big picture and like detailed thinking. And I think that's what's lacking. And not and like when people do the big picture thing for like big science like fusion, like I don't know, like seaweed restoration mega projects. Like sometimes they'll take it too far almost without the interim steps of like, oh, this duckweed is going to solve climate change, and it's like treating individual technologies as like the silver bullet. But I think that more than most, and like when I explain to people, they're like, oh yeah, like I'm working on fusion. They're like, why? Like it doesn't exist. Like why bother with something like this? I feel the urge to go into the details of the 70, 80, and 90% because I'm like, well, if we didn't research fusion, then we wouldn't have like very precise like diagnostics devices for like measuring lasers and plasma. Not that that clarifies much, but like without that, we wouldn't have like the tools necessary to create like smaller semiconductors so that we can fit like more compute into smaller um, what's it called smaller spaces, and like we wouldn't have people exploring like photonic computing, like using light instead of electricity in like high interference environments, um, to have like faster compute. Like there's just or like we wouldn't have this like capacity to like um, test the nuclear warheads within our arsenal to make sure that they're safe. Like it is the 100% imagination and like all the 70, 80, 90. And like I don't think and I think the reason why that happens is that there's a misunderstanding of like how good science is done. Not saying that I know how it is done at all, because I'm like a newbie and I'm just like really watching this from the outside, but like it feels like a lot of like monumental research is done in service of a goal, but like applied differently and almost accidentally. So it's like the act of trying that will emerge the best thing. um, and I think that the sooner the people producing the media can internalize that, the better content and the better phrasing and narratives that we will get in return. So yeah, thoughts. Those are my thoughts.